Okay, guys. Section 3.2, least squares regression line. The least squares regression line, that's a best fit line. Once you determine a scatter plot is linear in form, and you calculate the correlation, which is an R, to find a numerical value that describes the strength of that linear form. If you've decided it's linear and you've found an R to describe the strength of it, it makes sense to create a model for the data. Informally, we refer to this as a line of best fit. When we talk about models, we're talking about equations that model the behavior, right? Definition: a regression line is a line that describes how a response variable changes as an explanatory variable changes. Okay, a regression line is a line that describes how a response variable changes as an explanatory variable changes. It has to do with the slope, and we'll explain that as we go through these. Unlike correlation, a regression line actually requires a differentiation between explanatory and response variables. One of them's got to be on the x-axis, one of them's got to be on the y-axis. So when we go to make an equation with x's and y's, we got to have the right variable in the right place. Now, why do we create regression lines in the first place? So we can predict values for the response variable. Okay, so let's talk about this model. This for a scatter plot with a linear form. Let's get into it. The equation we use to model the association is y equals a plus bx. But are you ready for this? I'm going to put, you're not going to believe this. This is a math term here. I'm going to put a hat on the y variable, and I'm actually going to refer to that as y hat. It's a mathy, it's a real thing. You can Google that up. Don't make fun of me. Y hat equals a plus bx, where b represents the slope, and a, of course, represents the y-intercept, just like it always has. And by the way, y hat is interpreted as a predicted y value. Okay, we are definitely going to discuss several ways to create this regression line, but for right now, we're going to have the calculator do the work for us. Put the explanatory variable in list 1. Put the response variable in list 2. Create a scatter plot like we've been doing to verify linear form. And then you would hit stat. I don't have anything in this calculator right now, but if I did, I would go stat. I go over to calc, and I go down to do number 8. Now look at number 4 is linear regression, and number 8 is linear regression. I have no idea why we have two versions. One that A is for the slope and the other one that A is for the y-intercept. I just know that every stats book uses this number 8 linear regression. Okay? When you're done with that, let me just put in, I'm going to just make up some data. Okay, 2, 4, and 8. And then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to go 1.5, I'm going to make some stuff up, 3.9, and 8.1. Okay, I'm not even going to look at the scatter plot, just watch what happens. I hit stat, I'm going to go over to calc, I'm going to do 8, linear regression, the line that's closest to those points on a scatter plot, and it'll be second, and I need list 1 and list 2. I'm going to calculate this, and look at all the stuff I get. The equation of the line, it doesn't put a hat, we have to know it's a hat. Y hat equals a plus bx. Negative 0.6 is the y-intercept. 1.09 is the slope. And then it even gives us an r squared and an r. So hey, look, you don't have to calculate correlation. There's a way the calculator will do it for you. Hey. Okay, so the calculator gives you a and b, but it also, if you look at number 6, if you don't see the r and r squared, if those aren't there, here's what you have to do. I'm going to show you. If all you get is an a and b and you're missing out, this is what you do. Hit second and 0 for the catalog. Go to D. You can either scroll forever, or you can actually, there's a D above the matrix. See these alphabet letters here. So it goes to D in the catalog. And I'm looking for the phrase diagnostic on. You guys see it? It's right there. You hit enter. It goes to the home screen, and that's the command, but you got to hit enter to tell the calculator to actually do it. So hit enter again, and it says it's done. Now, when you, second and enter, now when you do your linear regression, you will have an r squared and an r. Okay, next page.